All right, thank you, Tara. As the month of March is underway and Hoosiers begin to anticipate the new air of the new season,
we may also be ready to forge new relationships and have new relationship experiences. But with that could conjure up some anxiety or even doubt.
Exactly. You may be gearing up to meet a new mom friend at the local park or make good on that cup of coffee with someone you met online that one snowy day. Joining us now to help us understand how to ease those feelings of relationship anxiety is psychotherapist and author of Hello Anxiety, My Old Friend, Natalie Kohlhaas. Welcome.
Thank you. So nice to talk with you, Alexa and Cody.
You know what, Natalie, this is huge. I was just talking with some girlfriends, right, about when you grow up and you become an adult, it's kind of hard to just get these relationships started and really tend to them. So let's begin with defining what type of relationships can generate this kind of anxiety. It's not necessarily strictly romantic relationships, correct?
Correct. So it could be a relationship even if you're trying to reach out to maybe make a new friend. Often people think about it in terms of relationships where maybe they're looking for a partner with, some type of connection that will be going farther. But again, that is not actually necessary. Anybody who's trying to reach out and make some type of connection can find themselves getting into a place where there's worries, doubts, and concerns, all of which are created by fear, and that is what causes relationship anxiety.
Natalie, is there like a telltale sign of when you have this kind of anxiety?
So one of the things are wondering about whether or not maybe the friend actually likes you, or if your partner is feeling the same way about you, worrying about whether or not, or doubting that the relationship is can continue to work. All of these are really signs that let you know you're starting to go into this pattern of listening to some of the fear that's going on inside. And you're starting to stir up those doubts and stir up those worries.
I mean, it's amazing to be able to be armed with the knowledge about it, right? In order to avoid the effects of relationship anxiety, we need to know how to avoid it altogether. What are your best tips for our viewers?
So we often work with people on recognizing the best thing to do is actually notice what it is that fear is telling you, right? So if fear is telling you something that's not 100% accurate, and I will let you know, fear is going to tell you things that are not logical, and there's probably no evidence to support. So we do have people kind of get curious, be able to confront and really find out, why is it that that's going off in my head, and what information do I have to support it or not support it? In that comes talking and communicating, being able to talk about your concerns, letting the other person know these are some of the thoughts that are running around inside of my head, and also to let them recognize, I realize these are my thoughts. It's not up to you to do anything with it, but I just want you to know that maybe right now I'm struggling with that a little bit.
Look, I get it. I've been waking up with the same person for 12 years, and I'm still anxious whether or not she likes me every day. So, I totally understand what that process is like, and it can be difficult, especially in those friendship aspects that you've been talking about, Natalie.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, so, it's interesting because that feeling of anxiety comes up right when fear starts saying things that we know, for whatever reason, one is not 100% accurate, is taking us away from our values or decreasing our opportunities. And this is when our anxiety starts talking to us. And that anxiety will come in waves depending on how often fear is starting to put those doubts into our mind, or create a place where maybe we are wondering, and what we call stirring the pot.
Man, that's good.
Very good. Valuable insight. Thank you so much, Natalie. We appreciate it. The book is Hello Anxiety, My Old Friend. The author, Natalie Kohlhaas. Thank you again, Natalie. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great